Becky.
And I'm Lindsay, and we're talking today about bigger, better, bolder, greater, or not, and completely not doing that. I think there's a real, there's lots and lots of talk, isn't there, and the expectation that you need to be doing things faster, quicker, more. Well, you've done it once, you've got to do it 10 times more to make it a success, whether that be in your personal life, in your business life, in your academic studies, in everything. But I think there's a real shift nowadays, just generally, about how intentional growth is so much more important for the well-being, for your well-being, for actual sustained growth and sustainability in terms of like being able to keep going towards your goals or growing your business or becoming resilient to be able to work through stuff. So yeah, we've come on to chat about that a little bit today. So for me, you asked me, where did this come from, this idea? She's like, what's got in your head? Why do you want to talk about this? And I think for me, I've had so many conversations recently with parents and carers where they've gone, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. And a lot of those parents and carers are working with young people who are really struggling with school at the moment, whether that be avoided from school or just the school they don't have a place, so they're looking for reotas packages, and they're under so much pressure to put in the right thing to prove they're doing something and to prove the outcomes and to prove that their child is learning even though they're at home. And it takes away from being able to actually see what their child really needs. And I really feel for the pressure that they're under to have to keep justifying their decisions all the time. And we work a lot with those families here, don't we? And so we approach our EOTAS and AP packages, not in terms of we know what we've got works and it's doing really well for the students, so we're going to make it huge and we're going to have loads of people on board and we're going to bring new tutors on and we're going to expand it out and we're going to have 15 people a day in the studios. Nope. No. We've got a little bit of space left, or we'll have to wait till September. We are on the hunt for new tutors because it's about finding the right people. We've intentionally kept it smaller, slower. Why have we done that, Becky?
Well, people say bigger is better, but it's not always. Less is more. I've liked that phrase. Less is more, and it can be in all sorts of things. But if you also, from a business perspective, if you grow too quickly, you're going to end up crashing because everything else then isn't set up. So you'll either run out of cash quicker because you've got to put out more outgoings, or you're going to not have the staff, so you're not going to be able to deliver what you've promised, so then you lose that reliability and that credibility that you have. So yeah, it's not always quick and big.
And if we grow bigger in terms of like people, space, things going on, we're then creating an environment that's actually producing the same problems as what these young people are facing elsewhere in these busy environments. So it's about dealing with the person that's in front, and it's about looking at a measured approach that's going to work for them. A lot of the time when we put proposals together for EOTAS provision and the young people that come to us, whether it's as an AP referral or EOTAS, we very, very rarely look on, they're going to hate this, measurable outcomes. There are outcomes in there, don't get me wrong, and they are done in a way that they are flexible and change, because when we meet the person first time or we get the referral about them, to then having known them for 3 months, it changes. So the outcomes have to shift, the progression paths have to shift, the choices we make have to shift and change, and some of them are big shifts and big changes, but some of them are really, really little ones. Because we're reflecting what's in front. We're not going, oh, they've done that, now they can do this. No. Sometimes they're just not ready. And by pushing too fast, too hard, too big, you can suddenly create overload, and overload, and then whoosh, back to square one.
Yeah. If we as a company grew too fast, too big, we wouldn't be able to be proactive in anything that we're doing. We would just constantly be reacting, which means we stay in fight or flight mode because you go into survival. If we took that same approach with our students, they would have the same reaction. They would just go into fight or flight because we're constantly pushing, push. And for our AP EOTAS, for most of our students actually, that's not the right way to approach it. Sometimes we have to do quick fixes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at one-to-one sessions,
Yeah.
there will be some quick fixes
Yeah.
because that's what the person needs. But then we're going back to being person-centred. Who is it that we have in front of us? What is it that they need? Not what we need. What is it that they need?
And I think there's that caveat though, isn't there? And we spoke about this, that actually sometimes you do need to go bigger and be bolder and braver, otherwise you stagnate. And there are moments when you do need to be brave.
Oh, completely.
And step out and go, right, we're just gonna go for it, and da-da-da. But that's different because you've got all of those other things underpinning the ability to make those big brave steps, rather than just doing big after big after big after big without embedding anything.
Or sometimes you need to know what that big brave step is that you want to make, so you can do all the little steps to get you to that big stage. So yeah, that is very much needed. But yeah, sometimes you have to look at it from that different angle as well.
So there are perks, and sometimes I'm quite envious of people that just go, sod it, and they just randomly do big brave stuff all the time. There is that, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like, and I'll suddenly go, but then I know for me as a person and for us as a business, we know that we're very considered in our approach with what we do to make sure it's going to benefit everybody we work with, rather than just us as the business owners. But sometimes you look and you go, oh, that could be brave, or, could do that, but then you've got to look at other things that are included in it. So there is a time and place for it, but I think in the world we're living in today, where there is so much about bigger, better, more, brand, or you need to do this
faster. It's got to be. You've got to show the biggest sound. You've got to show the biggest moves. You've got to show the biggest game. My question will always be: do you really?
Yeah. Why? Yeah. Why do you need
do you really need to show that?
And I think it's in those moments when you slow down, are a bit more considered in your approach, and a bit more thoughtful, you really, really get to see the magic, and you get to enjoy the simple little things. I did a post the other week about doing things that are analogue. There was a group in Kettering the other day that was run that was just an analogue Sunday afternoon, no digital technology, and just connecting back again. And it's those little things where it's just slower and calmer, and well-being as a whole feels better. Communities connect again.
It's that word connection.
Yeah.
If you go big, bold, fast, you lose a connection. Whether or not it's a relationship to someone else, a student or a family member, or business partner, or your business itself, or it's the connection. We work in the creative arts. It could be the connection with the piece that you're working on, whether it be art, drama, dance, voice, music, any of that. If you go too big and too quick, you're going to lose that connection, because you're going to lose that focus on what it is in front of you that you're trying to connect with.
Yeah. So less is more.
Definitely.
Connection's everything. Being big and brave sometimes a little bit awesome, and just go for it.
And sometimes you do need to be big and brave and take that step into the unknown and go, ah!
Absolutely. But bigger, bolder, better, faster.
All the time?
All the time? Nah, we're not up for that here at BHVA. We're about less is more. Yeah. Till next time, guys.